Hey everyone, I'm here today to talk to you about before you quit on yourself, let me remind you. Let me remind you that the person you are today had to overcome a lot of challenges, face a lot of fears, overcome a lot of obstacles. It wasn't always easy, was it? Do you truly feel that to get to where you are right now, it came overnight? I believe not. I believe it took a lot of work, effort, commitment, dedication to get to where you are right now. Why am I making this video today? Because a lot of you forget where you came from. A lot of you forget what you had to overcome. A lot of you forget your past because you swept it under a bed, you put it in the back of your brain because it was hurting you. It was bringing you down. It wasn't helping you. It was making you hurt. It was making you cry. It was making you give up. It was making you quit. I'm here to tell you right now, that is not the answer. I'm here to tell you that bring your past into light only to help you overcome the obstacle you're currently facing right now. One of you right now is facing an obstacle that you can't explain. But the only reason why you can't explain it is because you haven't committed to yourself yet. People come to your path. People come into your life for a reason, for a purpose, with a purpose. But you need to begin to shut up and listen and learn to those that cross your path. Because every question that you have asked since you were a kid to right now is being answered by God. He is delivering it to you by signs, by music, by words, by friendships. But you're not listening. You're devaluing the people that are crossing your path because all you're seeing in them is dollar signs. You're seeing roadblocks because you feel like these people don't serve a purpose in you because you're better than them. I'm here to tell you that you're wrong. You're not better than anyone and you're not perfect. For so many years, you had to fight to be where you are right now. For so many years, you were lost. For so many years, you didn't know who you were until someone came to you and showed you the right path. Why are you being selfish and keeping it to yourself, what you've learned? Why? Have you transformed your life? Are you better than you were before? Why are you holding that in? Why are you not changing someone's life right now? Through your workplace, through your relationships, through your friendships. Why are you being stubborn? Why do you look down on people? You were looked down at once. Did you like it? Did you appreciate it? What did you do about it? You took action because someone showed you where to go. I'm sorry to tell you, but you didn't get to where you are by yourself, and you're not going to get to where you want to be by yourself. You're going to face challenges. You're going to face obstacles. You're going to face failures every single day. But you're not going to get to where you are because you're too busy. You're not going to get to where you are because you're too busy focusing on the right now instead of what was. Because who you were is what you need to discover before you know who you're going to become. You failed in the past. You've been hurt in the past. You've been struck. You've been misguided. You've been misunderstood. You've gone through pain. You've suffered. You've gone through all those things. But did you ever stop to think that that was maybe something that you had to go through to be where you are right now? Because someone right now is going through exactly what you're going through right now. You ever heard of Murphy's Law? Amber Alert? Those people had to go through pain, suffer, death, in order for something to be put in place to save someone else's life. I want you to take a time and look up both. And why did those names exist today? Because someone lost their life to help other lives be saved from the same problem that they're facing or they faced at that time. Because there wasn't a law of what happened to them. Wouldn't you want to be that law? Wouldn't you want to be that person that makes a difference in the world? In order for you to make a difference in the world, you have to dig up the past. Only to learn from it, not to dwell in it. Two different things. If you dwell, you suffer. If you learn, you exceed. Learn to exceed. Because if you learn who you were, you're going to be amazed at who you will discover. And believe you me, what's ahead of you, what lies ahead of you, is success. So before you quit on yourself, let me remind you of who you had to talk to, who you had to sit down with, what you had to overcome to be exactly where you're sitting at right now. And if you're just at the beginning stages, there's someone in front of you right now that you're not listening to. There's someone right now that you're ignoring because you're too stubborn to listen, to take you out of that hole that you've dug yourself in, that negative hole that you've dug yourself in. If you dig a positive hole low enough to succeed, there will always be a ladder to get you out. But if you dig a hole of your past, you will always live there. Get out of that hole on a ladder. Get out of that hole that people, society have thrown you in. You didn't dig this hole. Society dug the hole for you. You fell into it. But if you dug that hole, you've already put the ladder. Every time you dig, the ladder comes down with you. But in order to become the person you were meant to be, you cannot forget what it took to get to where you are right now. So before you quit on yourself, let me remind you that you were lost once. You didn't know where you were going. You didn't have a job. You hated where you were. You hated how you felt. You hated looking in the mirror because you were disgusted with yourself. Do you remember that? Do you remember any of that? Do you remember being misunderstood, misled, unappreciated? Do you remember that? Why are you being selfish? Why are you not delivering this message of what you've overcome to someone else that's looking for that same exact message? Stop being selfish. Stop looking at dollar signs and start looking at people. Because the more people you help, the more people you inspire, the more people you touch, the more successful you'll become. And it doesn't matter what you're doing. It could be your own business. It could be someone else's business. It could be your own relationship. Are you keeping your relationship real? Or are you bringing your past into your present, and that's why your relationship isn't succeeding, isn't happy? Your workplace, you hate your job. You don't want to be there no more. You're tired of it. Maybe it's because you don't belong there. But have you tried looking somewhere else? Or are you comfortable? You're scared. You're scared to be uncomfortable. You're scared to get out of that hole that you were dug in before, that you were thrown in there. Because you're afraid to dig your own hole because you're scared you might get stuck there. And no one is there to bring you out. But when society digs a hole for you, then they throw you in there, you expect someone to lift you up and get you out. And when there's no one there, when there's no one at the end of that rope, you're lonely. You're by yourself with nowhere to go because you were too selfish to listen, to learn. I advise you all to dig your own hole. Apply the ladder into that hole so when you dig it low enough to know you found all the answers that you needed, you can climb right back out and be the person you were meant to be. Be that inspiration that someone is waiting for you. Stop being the victim and start being the victor. If you receive this message today, yes, I got that from one of my true inspirations is Joel Osteen. If you deliver this message, if you hear this message today, if you receive this message today, share below. What are you going to do? Share this video with someone that is right now that needs you to come out of your shell because they know that you are the answers to their prayers. Let God lead you. Every time you're in a positive mountain, there's always going to be someone to bring you back down. I'm here to tell you that if you stay positive within yourself, you could take out the pocket knife that you carry, you could take off that rope and keep climbing up. But if you don't have the knife, if you don't have that purpose in your hands, you will never reach the top of the mountain. Every level has its challenges. You're not going to get to where you're going to be overnight. Be real. Be you. Be honest. But before you quit on yourself, let me remind you to have faith, not fear. Whoop, whoop. Until next time, I hope you listen and I hope you follow. God bless you all. Take care.